Gentlemen, let's talk about a question that causes quiet anxiety for millions of men, but rarely gets an honest answer. How long do most men actually last during intimacy? And is there such a thing as normal? If you've ever worried that you finished too quickly, or felt embarrassed about your timing, or wondered if your partner is secretly disappointed, this message is for you. I'm Dr. Narita, a urologist with 12 years of experience. And today, we're going to cut through the myths, shame, and media exaggeration to give you the science-backed truth about ejaculatory timing. More importantly, I'm going to share practical, medically proven strategies to help you gain more control, more confidence, and a more satisfying, intimate life for both you and your partner. Stay with me because understanding the truth about timing isn't just about performance. It's about reclaiming your dignity, reducing anxiety, and enjoying intimacy without fear. The biggest myth we destroy immediately is that real men last for hours. This idea, perpetuated by adult films, locker room bragging, and media portrayals, is completely disconnected from biological reality. The truth, most men do not last anywhere near as long as popular culture suggests. In fact, scientific research involving nearly 500 heterosexual couples from around the world found that the average time for penetrative intercourse from penetration to ejaculation is between 5 and 6 minutes. Let me repeat that 5 to 6 minutes is average, not 30 minutes, not an hour, 5 to 6 minutes. The emotional reality. When men believe they should last much longer, they develop performance anxiety, which ironically makes the issue worse. They start avoiding intimacy, feeling inadequate, and their self-esteem plummets. Before we dive deeper, if you're finding this information valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below. Where are you watching from? I love connecting with men worldwide who are committed to improving their health and confidence. To understand timing, let's briefly review the biology. Ejaculation is a two-phase reflex, meaning once it starts, you can't voluntarily stop it mid-process. Phase 1, emission. During sexual stimulation, nerve signals travel from the penis, particularly through something called the dorsal nerve, to an area in your spinal cord known as the spinal ejaculatory center. When stimulation reaches a certain threshold, this center triggers a reflex. Your body signals the seminal vesicles, prostate, and other structures to contract, forcing semen into the urethra. Phase 2, expulsion. The pelvic floor muscles and muscles around the urethra contract rhythmically, ejecting the semen out of the body. The typical volume is about 1.5 to 5 milliliters, roughly a teaspoon. This is a reflex. Your conscious control is limited, but there are strategies, both behavioral and medical, that can help you extend the time before that reflex is triggered. Here's where things get interesting. When researchers asked sex therapists what they considered an adequate duration for penetrative intercourse, they said 3 to 7 minutes was adequate and 7 to 13 minutes was desirable. However, when researchers asked women directly what they wanted, the answers were more nuanced. Most women said they wanted the entire sexual experience, including foreplay, connection, and intimacy, to last 30 to 40 minutes, but the penetrative portion specifically about 14 to 18 minutes. The discrepancy. There's a gap between what naturally happens biologically and what partners ideally want. This gap creates enormous pressure for men and can lead to feelings of inadequacy, embarrassment, and even avoidance of intimacy. Research shows that between 20 and 40% of men struggle with feeling like they ejaculate too quickly or lack sufficient control. This isn't just a performance issue. It has profound effects on mental health and relationships. The psychological impact men dealing with concerns about timing report significantly reduced self-confidence, less satisfaction with sex, relationship difficulties, feelings of embarrassment, guilt, worry, and tension, fear of failure or rejection, the partner impact. This doesn't just affect the man, it affects the partner too. Partners may feel frustrated, confused, or even question whether they're attractive or desirable enough. The silence problem, the worst part. Most men never talk to their doctor about this. They're too embarrassed, don't know treatment options exist, or assume it's just how they are. That silence perpetuates suffering. Let's break down the 3 most common factors that influence ejaculatory timing. Factor number 1, psychological state and anxiety, the biology. Anxiety and stress activate your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response. This system also controls ejaculation. When you're anxious about performance, your body is already primed to trigger the ejaculatory reflex more quickly. The emotional reality, if you're worried about finishing too fast, that worry itself creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're so focused on the fear that you can't relax into the experience. The practical effect, performance anxiety, becomes a vicious cycle. Worry leads to quick ejaculation, which leads to more worry, which leads to quicker ejaculation next time. Factor number 2, frequency of sexual activity, the biology. Men who have sex or masturbate infrequently often experience quicker ejaculation because the body has built up sexual tension. More frequent release can help moderate the intensity of the response. The practical reality: if you're going weeks or months between intimate encounters, your body is more likely to respond quickly when stimulation finally occurs. The emotional context. This can create a catch-22. If you're avoiding intimacy because you're worried about timing, the infrequency itself makes the problem worse. Factor number 3, physical sensitivity and nerve response. The biology. Some men simply have more sensitive nerve pathways in the penis or a lower threshold for triggering the ejaculatory reflex. This can be biological variation, or it can be influenced by medical conditions like prostatitis or hormonal imbalances. The practical reality: if you've always experienced quicker timing throughout your life, this may be related to your individual physiology rather than a psychological issue. The good news: even biological sensitivity can be managed with the right strategies. Now, let's talk solutions. Here are 3 proven strategies to help you extend your timing and improve your confidence. Strategy number 1, behavioral techniques. The start-stop method. During intimacy, when you feel yourself approaching the point of no return, stop all stimulation completely. Wait 30 to 60 seconds until the sensation subsides, then resume. This trains your body to recognize and tolerate higher levels of arousal without immediately triggering ejaculation. The squeeze technique. When you feel close to ejaculation, you or your partner gently squeezes the head of the penis for several seconds. This temporarily reduces arousal and helps you build tolerance. The practical benefit. These techniques require communication with your partner, which itself reduces performance anxiety and builds intimacy. Strategy number 2, pelvic floor exercises. The biology. Your pelvic floor muscles play a critical role in ejaculatory control. Strengthening these muscles through targeted exercises, commonly called Kegel, can give you greater voluntary control over the ejaculatory reflex. How to do it? Identify the muscles you use to stop urination midstream. Contract those muscles for 5 seconds, then relax for 5 seconds. Repeat this 10 times, 3 times per day. The long-term benefit. With consistent practice over several weeks, many men report significantly improved control and confidence. Strategy number 3, topical desensitizing products. The medical option, over-the-counter delay sprays or creams containing mild anesthetics like lidocaine, can temporarily reduce sensitivity in the penis, helping you last longer without losing the ability to feel pleasure. How they work. You apply the product a few minutes before intimacy. It absorbs into the skin, slightly numbing the most sensitive areas and raising your threshold for triggering ejaculation. The practical benefit. This is a quick, accessible option that doesn't require a prescription and can be used as needed. Important note: choose products with anti-transfer technology. to avoid numbing your partner. Follow the instructions carefully for best results. Here's what I want you to hear clearly. There is no universal right amount of time for intimacy. What matters most is not whether you last 5 minutes or 15 minutes. It's whether both you and your partner feel satisfied, connected, and fulfilled. Sometimes a quickie is exactly what you both want. Other times you want a longer, more leisurely experience. The goal isn't to perform like an actor in an adult film. The goal is to feel confident, in control, and connected with your partner. If you're both happy with your intimate life, then you're doing just fine, regardless of what any study says is average. The communication key. Often one or both partners have unrealistic expectations shaped by media, not reality. Talking openly about what you each want, more foreplay, different types of stimulation, more emotional connection is far more valuable than obsessing over a stopwatch. Gentlemen, if you've been struggling with concerns about ejaculatory timing, please know this. You are not broken. You're not inadequate. You're simply dealing with a common, highly treatable concern that affects millions of men. Whether the solution involves behavioral techniques, pelvic floor training, topical products, or simply better communication with your partner, there are concrete steps you can take to improve your confidence and satisfaction. Your intimate life is a vital part of your overall health and happiness. Don't let embarrassment or shame keep you from seeking the help and information you deserve. Small changes, whether physical, psychological, or relational, can bring enormous improvements in comfort, freedom, and confidence. If you found this helpful, please share it with someone who might benefit. Leave a like to help this message reach more men, and subscribe to the channel with notifications on for more evidence-based content on men's health. Remember, your worth isn't measured in minutes. It's measured in your health, your honesty, and your willingness to seek growth. Take care of yourself because you are absolutely worth it. I'm Dr.